her voice for the company's new digital assistant. Johansson said no
Did you need light?
But OpenAI went ahead with a voice that sounds just like Scarlett.
Need light?
Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring.
The story, but I want a little bit more emotion in your voice, a little bit more drama.
Got it. Let's add some drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte.
Mary Catherine, OpenAI is now withdrawing that Scarlet Light voice after she hired a lawyer. But isn't it creepy that just 2 days after she said no again, the OpenAI says, oh, this other voice artist had nothing to do with the famous actress. Why would anybody think that?
No, we all know what's going on here. It is creepy and or icky, whichever term you want to use. And have you heard the phrase, like, are we living in a simulation? In these modern times, some people wonder that. This is a reference to a 10-year-old movie, which is very good, by the way, about this relationship between an AI sort of character and a man. It is very believable and very real. And now it feels like, are we living in a simulation? Is this what we're doing? But I think she's right to speak out and protect herself. And this is something that as media consumers, we're all going to have to get more careful about evaluating these things, which is very tough.
Yeah.
And this is kind of where we're headed. It's going to mean more work for you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, in the era of deepfakes and so forth. But when they posted this other actress, they used the word her, kind of signaling, well, it's kind of Scarlett. So, Kevin, here is a Scarlett statement on shock, anger, and in disbelief that pursue a voice that sounded so eerily similar to mine that my closest friends and news outlets could not tell the difference.
ไม่ต้องไปหาเงินที่ไหนนะคะหาเงินในบ้านนะคะ
This was the advancement of in terms of script, so movie producing, actors in terms of the likeness, sounds, voices. So this is playing out in real time, and I think Scarlett Johansson is now going to become the cover girl for this kind of fight against, copyright infringement, likeness, adaptation, and things like that.
Well, good for her for standing up for herself. It can't be an easy thing to do. And the company has retreated to, well, we didn't tell her in advance about this other voice, and we're sorry about that.
We also all know about it now, which is behooving them quite a bit.
That's true.
Yeah, it's really personalized the story. And the deeper issue here, Mary Catherine, is that there are rules and regulations for this sort of thing, such as copyrights, such as creators, consent. And OpenAI is basically saying, we're powerful, screw that, we can do whatever we want.
No, I'm really sympathetic to
เราไลฟ์สดอยู่ดีๆตกใจหมดเลย
for many hours. Maybe
เปิดประตูเข้ามา
people should protect
ถอด
themselves.
รองเท้าวิ่งเข้าห้องน้
For lawmakers to write laws
Còn
about
kiếm
new
cái
technology,
thằng
so I'm
cái
very
kia
into that
thì
because
cũng
they're not
quên
always
cả.
super smart about how they do it, and it impedes innovation. But people need to protect themselves and also be aware of what they're consuming.
Can you copyright your voice? It's an interesting thing. I never
Let me
thought of.
write that down.
Write that down. Call the lawyer. Okay. So, Kevin, The Atlantic says that the goal of AI, and every week it seems to advance more and more, is to alter the course of human
บ
history
อกฟัง
forever,
เดี๋ยวมัน
creating
นางไม่
utopia,
สบาย
and
บอกว่า
then
อยาก
its
กินเยอะ
influences,
อยาก
or
กิน
take
เย
over the
อะ
planet and end life on Earth.
น้ำโคกน้ำขวดนี่มักชอบ
And the
จังเลยห
Scarlet
ลาย
scandal,
สู
I
ตร
think one of the reasons I wanted to do this is it kind of captures the sky-high stakes here.
It really does, and it puts a face behind this issue. I think, so much of the media coverage is death and destruction, AI,
ทำให้กิน
Terminators,
แล้วก็ต้อง
taking
น
things
วด
over
ให้
and
อีก
becoming
โอ้
self-aware,
ยวาสนาอะไร
and
เนา
not a
ะ
lot of attention
มัน
and
คือดีแท้
focus
อะไรปี
on the
เอ้
real life
ย
causes of AI, right? We're going to have a huge issue when it comes to automation and jobs over the next 5, 10, 15 years in terms of what the workforce in this country looks like. I think actually Fox does a really good job of shining a light on AI, especially not just in this conversation right here, but on Fox Digital in terms of working through the different ramifications that don't just sensationalize, okay, this is end of the life world stuff with Terminators taking over, but actually what are the real life consequences of jobs that are going to become obsolete when these computers and platforms take over.
Yeah, well, I'm rooting against the end of
ใคร
the
ต้อง
world
การนวด
scenario.
มา
I'm reminded now that a
แมวอยาก
political
ให้ชั่วโมง
operative
ละ
in New
40
Hampshire just pleaded guilty to faking Joe Biden's voice for robocalls. So this obviously is going to go into
เนี่ย
more
วิธีหาเงิน
politics,
ในบ้านนะ
business, you name it.
เราต้องนวดให้เขาก่อนให้เขาติดใจนวดแล้ววันหลังนั้นมันก็ต้องใช้เราพอใช้เราก็ต้องให้จ้างละวิธีหาเงินในบ้านนะจ๊ะแรกๆเราก็นวดให้เรื่อยๆให้ติดใจไปก่อนไม่เรียกร้องอะไร
Mary Catherine
พอเรานวด พอเขาเริ่มติดใจแล้วทีนี้
Donald Berger, the governor, is straight ahead, but up
ก็ต้อง
next,
หาเงินใน
prosecutors
บ้าน
threaten
นี่
to
แหละค่ะ
confront Hunter Biden at next week's trial with witnesses and texts about his drug addiction.
ถ้าไม่นวดเดินไม่ได้นะคะนางอ่ะ
I thought water would help with the stress balls.
นางไม่ออกกำลังกายไม่ยืดเส้นไม่อะไรเลย
Lawn disease?
Going around.
So, like other people have it, and it's not.
Pick up a bag of the new Scott Starkmiller Healthy Plus Smart Food today. Here you go. Eat it.
Why do 96% of Full and Branch customers agree? Our sheets get softer with every wash. Because we use the rarest cotton on earth. And a weave that gets softer and softer over time.
พันบาทยาวนะเอาพันเหรียญค่ะ
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65 and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month.
มั
No
นเจอกัน
medical
แร
exam,
กๆนะ
no
นาง
health
ไม่อะไรเล
questions.
ย
Your acceptance is
จน
guaranteed.
บ้านก็ไม่
And
มี
this plan has a guaranteed
เอาฝ
lifetime
รั่ง
rate lock.
มา
So
เลี้ยง
your rate
นะ
can never
คน
go
อื่น
up
เขา
for
ไม่แต่
any
ฝ
reason.
รั่งเลี้ยงนะ
So
ได้
call
จริง
now
นะ
for free information. And you'll
กว่าจะ
also
มี
get
ได้
a
ทุก
free
วันนี้เรา
beneficiary
ต้อง
plan.
ไปลุยงานเองทำงานเองอยู่
Just for
12
call.
ปีอะ
So call now for free information.
จนเหนื่อยแล้วตอนนี้ไม่ทำแล้ว
1-800-700-2020
ทำสวนดีกว่า
for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-700-2020. Don't wait. 1-800-700-2020. Call now.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I lost 57 pounds on Golo. Golo is
หานวดทางเงินเป็น
I don't
บ้า
have to follow a restricted diet, and I didn't have to spend a lot of time making meals. Using Golo was truly transformative. It was easy and inexpensive.
Carmen used to worry about getting a deep clean before her dinner party. Now,
It's Thursday.
she uses TheraBreath Deep Clean Antiseptic Mouthwash to kill 99.9% of germs.
And there's no alcohol, no burn, no sweat.
TheraBreath, it's a better mouthwash. At U-Haul, we know every family, come on guys, moves at their own pace. Is that heavy? That's
จ
why
ริ
we
งๆอยาก
have
ไลฟ์
U-Box.
สดแล้วก็นางอาย
We can store it,
ไอที่สนั่นหวันไหวเลย
how and when you want it. Reserve today at U-Haul.com.
ไปทำงานอะไร
Childhood cancer it's hard, but St. Jude has gotten us through it. St. Jude is hope for every child diagnosed with cancer because the research is being shared
จริง
all
วันนี้วัน
over
หยุ
the
ดนาง
world.
แต่นางไม่ได้หยุดคนอื่นเขาข้าราชการหยุดหมด
Hunter Biden's criminal
Hang on,
trial on
hold on.
gun charges,
Hang on.
which starts next week, could turn
One
really
minute.
ugly. The Washington
Could be
Post,
one thing.
citing findings by the special counsel,
But
saying
the
Hunter
Maduban go-
could face
go-
testimony from his ex-wife and his brother Bo's widow, Hallie. They developed a romantic relation to prove that he lied in saying he wasn't using illegal drugs when he bought the
นอน
gun.
แค่2
There will
ชั่
be
วโมง
texts such as this
ใช้
one from Hallie Biden. I am not doing this. You have to get sober for your 5 kids and me, bottom line, or you lose everyone slowly. And prosecutors will show drug images from his infamous laptop. Joining us now, Robbie Suave, senior editor at Reason Magazine, and in Phoenix, Lucy Caldwell, an advisor to Renew America. Robbie, why is the special counsel in advance putting out all this humiliating and personal stuff to prove that Hunter Biden was a drug addict when he bought that gun legally?
And they want to dispute the term addict, whether that applies to Hunter Biden. If you saw that, his attorneys are going to say that, well, he just got done with a stint at rehab, so how can he qualify as an addict? I think the most interesting thing is that the defense is still trying to say that we don't know if the stuff from the laptop is really real still, even though all of America knows this is accurate, that everyone who said this is Russian misinformation has been proven wrong.
All
And the
news
prosecutors
organizations-
just want to use it to show that these were texts between him and other people, but they're still going to that well.
Well, it occurs to me, Lucy, that the question is whether or not they want to pressure Hunter into a plea. Hunter doesn't contest all this. It's in his memoir. It says he was smoking crack 24/7. But he's got to be worried about a trial right now embarrassing his father.
I actually don't think that this trial would be that embarrassing. Most of us could not, would not, should not. He is a person who is an addict. He is a person with messy relationships. Who really cares? The people who are Biden supporters are not going to be moved off of Biden because of this. And people who are hardcore MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, this is all confirmatory. So I don't see the timing of the trial having much of an impact.
Well, I would just say that on the president's side has two trials coming up, both criminal, after that plea deal fell apart. And I do think there's an effort
โค้ดพวกนี้นะถ้าไม่เจ็บจริงๆไม่โดนไม่เคยกลัว
to settle this, which will undoubtedly include
พูด
some
อะไร
jail
ไม่เค
time
ยฟัง
for the president's son. All right, let me turn to Donald Trump because in a fundraising email he put out, we can put that graphic up, Biden's DOJ was authorized to shoot me. Joe Biden was locked and loaded and ready to take me out and put my family in danger. That's a fundraising letter. Says he barely escaped death. But Robbie, the FBI says this is standard language by the agents being able to use force when warranted, meaning in self-defense. So does this go too far?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to tell the truth. It is common practice. Also, they knew that Trump was not there at Mar-a-Lago.
And deliberately timed the raid.
Right.
So if you were trying to, quote, get him,
so they were clearly not.
You wouldn't go that day.
So they were clearly not doing that. This comes up a lot of times when something happens with Trump that has to do with civil liberties. And a lot of people like myself who are in favor of more robust protections for civil liberties will say, well, if you don't like what they're doing to Trump, fine. But they do this to every single American that they raid their home. This is standard operating procedure. You can say that's wrong and that's bad, and this should not be the protocol. But I do think Trump's defenders would have more credibility if they admitted that, like, okay, this is the system. Complain about the system. It's not particularly aimed at Trump in this case.
Right. It did have a court-approved warrant. And Lucy, Jack Smith has now filed a motion asking an additional gag be put on the former president by saying that the FBI is complicit in a plot to assassinate him. Smith says this is exposing agents to violence and harassment. And by the way, Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports that the same language about, lethal force if needed is in Biden's search warrant for classified documents.
Yeah, we need to be able to have election seasons and campaign seasons where we don't erode American faith in institutions. It's okay to have a healthy dose of skepticism against institutions, especially government institutions. That's good.
เอาน้ำไปอาบน้ำไม่รู้จะไปไหวไหมแต่ให้คนทำงานแทนแต่เหมือนอึ่งไหมคะเหมือนอึ่งเดือน12เคที่จะพายเดี๋ยวเจอกันใหม่บ้าง